Hey guys, it's Miss Cat here, coming on to say hi, and I want to do part 2 of the Braidless Buddy system for severe crown damage when you have customers who do not want to do the braid and sew method, and they have hair, all around, but they are going bald up here. That does happen, guys. It does happen. They want to be able to integrate their own hair. Some people are not accustomed to having their hair in braids. Some people just don't do it. And so this is a really good option for those customers where you can create a safe and secure braidless track or several, and then add our new topper / hairline protector on the sides. If you didn't see what we did before on part 1, I suggest that you go to my attheweebuddy.com on my page and see the part 1 of what we've done. This is going to be part 2, and without further ado, let's rock and roll. Okay, I don't know why that happened. Okay, so without further ado, we are going to start adding. Let's see, I can do this. Yay. Okay, so we have the braidless tracks, guys, and as I said, if you did not see how I created the safe and secure braidless tracks, then go to my home page and you will see the part 1 on how to create the braidless tracks. Now we're going to start adding the rows, and as you can see, this is going to be interesting because we have a whole top area that needs to be filled. Now, we did a safe and secure method with the Weeb Buddy method system and covered all of the balding area on the top. But before we get to that area, we need to start filling in, this bottom part with hair. I am just going to do layer by layer. I like the fold over method because it's quick, but it's not as flat. Okay, the best way is layer by layer, and you guys, I'm gonna try to sew on here while I'm filming and speaking. So here we go. Wish me luck. I can't wait to learn this system. Well, you are welcome to learn this system, my dear. Reach out to me. Let me know when you're ready to, if you want to take my training, or if you simply just want to follow the instructional videos, or if you just want to learn right now. Let's go for it. Also, if you go to my homepage, you'll see the first part. This is the second part. I'm adding hair to the braidless tracks that I created already. We're going to get to the point where we get to the front. Okay, but for now, we're going to be adding hair to the already prepared braidless tracks. I used the brown braidless track so that you could see my work, and it's really cool. It's a really cool little system. Thank and praise God that He enlightened me to do that. And what it does is a row. There's little squares on it, and it allows you to add your bead onto that square, but at the same time, this little bar that goes across it's seamless, it's small, and it helps the extensions to stay in place without moving too much. I mean, my favorite, of course, is braid and sew. I feel like you can't get better than that. But if you, like I've always said, if you must, do braidless tracks, and if you must do micro links, then use the Weave Buddy system, the Braidless Buddy system. It really does help keep the extensions in place without tugging around, moving around, even when the hair has grown. Where right now, even if I didn't have the Braidless Buddy on there, it's tight. But as time passes and the hair grows, without the Weave Buddy, you'll notice that it just starts tugging around and moving around, and makes it insecure, and it's not safe. Sometimes I've seen a lot of damage. I've seen people come in to have me fix a lot of damage from not having a safe and secure base. So it's just, I'm not saying my method is any better. I'm just saying if you use the Weave Buddy, you'll have a more strong base. That's all. You still, your methods, you've learned all kinds of wonderful methods, you stylists out there, and it's great, and I don't knock them. I just say, add some protection. So that's our first track. To those ladies who are joining, welcome, and just want to show you guys the next part. We're going to do this in 3 parts. The second part of our full braidless buddy sewing here, and if you saw the work from, I think it was yesterday, you'll see that this doll head was prepared to show you how we are going to do a full braidless sewing on a doll who I'm new. What you doing? Hi. Yesterday we created some braidless tracks, Weave Buddy braidless tracks, okay, and for safe and secure braidless applications. And then now what we're going to do is fill in all of the braidless tracks, and then in the end, part 3, though not today, but part 3 is going to be filling in the advanced female pattern baldness, all braidless, okay, with the Braidless Buddy system. So I just sewed in 1 track of hair. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the second row. Now I started creating a shape of a V yesterday, so you'll see that it starts becoming like a V. You guys, if you decide to come back and check it out later, if you get busy and leave, that's fine, but definitely check out what the Braidless Buddy system can do for your customers. It is, if you must microlink and if you must go braidless, then I recommend the Braidless Buddy system is the way to go. It's safe, it's secure, and it is pretty seamless, and it just keeps everything in place for a long duration, not just, a couple of weeks, but for the full term that your customer is supposed to wear the extensions, So this is the second row. Guys, I wish I could speed it up because I'm dying to see what's going to happen at the top. But we're going to have to wait until we fill this in. Now, these braidless tracks were created all the way to the front, but as you can see, the Weave Buddy system goes here on the sides to fill in that the damage, the hairline damage. again, if you did not watch the instructional yesterday, check it out. Definitely go and check it out. So right now I'm just adding hair to the braidless tracks that we created yesterday. As you can see, we don't need, we're doing a sew-in, and we don't need the beads to be on the outside. All the beads are all underneath. They're not on the outside. Do you guys need more light, guys? Do I need more light? It is kind of dark, the hair, isn't it? Let's see. Do. There we go. Does it hurt the scalp? Okay, so micro links, are tougher on the scalp than braids. I created the microlink braidless buddy system to protect the scalp because people were just sitting there, just using links by themselves, and as they grew, they were tugging and pulling. Personally, I prefer braids, okay? But as I say, if you must use microlinks, have some protection. Again, I prefer braids. I prefer the braid and sew method, but there are some people who don't, and there are some people who only use microlinks. So if you're only going to use microlinks, you're not going to let your stylist, if you're a stylist, you're not going to, your customers are not going to let you braid. Well, then there has to be some kind of protection, guys. You can't ignore the scalp and shrug your shoulders and say, oh, well, okay, she wants that. No, we have to be, us as stylists, we have to be responsible. We're not going to turn them away, but we need to have some safe choices for them to use. So would I use this? No, I wouldn't use this. I would use the braid and sew method because I know that is the healthiest way. But can you get some of your clients to use the braid method? No. Some people don't like the braid method. They don't want it. They refuse it. They want the microlink method. So we have to have a solution to make it healthier. Okay? This was not my first creation of the Weave Buddy. This is something that I created actually because my daughter, she's also a stylist, and of course she's one of the new age people who do like the microlink system. And I'm like, well, honey, if you're going to be doing microlinks, you better protect that scalp. And she's like, well, how? And so, after much prayer and much thought, the Lord guided me with the Braidless Buddy system that actually works together as a whole. So it's a real weft. It's like it's a real thing, It's not, some people nowadays, they take some string and take it string, bead, string, bead, string, bead. Hello, what are you doing? That's just wobbly. The Braidless Buddy is actually a strong link from one microlink to the other. It's a strong bar, okay? And very comfortable, strong bar that goes from one link to another that holds them in place and holds them together for the duration that they are using their extensions. Now, I don't recommend anyone using their extensions for more than 8 weeks, okay? 6 to 8 weeks is a good time to wear your extensions, and to then after 8 weeks for sure, You want to go and get it removed, shampooed, scrubbed, energized. You know, you don't want to wear your extensions more than 8 weeks, you know. Sometimes people are tempted to because the Weave Buddy is so strong, it does last. But I just do not recommend wearing for more than 8 weeks, just for sanitary purposes. Now, for scalp and sanitation. Now, look guys, there's no hairline here, okay? There's no hairline here, and now we're about to start connecting the hair to the front hairline here, okay? That's gonna be great. I'm excited. So what we're going to do is slip in the protective paddle because we don't want to accidentally poke the customer, or we don't want to accidentally pull. If they do have any type of hair left there, we don't want to accidentally pull on it, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and take the weft and put it underneath, okay? Put it underneath this area here. That way when she is lifting her hair, it's more of a seamless look, okay? So let's get this. Now, she's got her own hair, and I had this wrapped on there, I forgot about it, and that's for when you are applying the Weave Buddy, okay? You can go ahead and just remove it when you are starting to sew the hair in the front. So, let's go ahead and clip this. I don't go up too high with the hair, so I am going to remove some of that. I don't go up too high unless it's like with bangs. You don't go up too high because then it sticks out. So you'll see as I'm sewing. Now, if you guys saw this yesterday, you could see that we do leave holes for integrating the customer's own hair. So if this customer was bald up here but had all this hair here, you were able to just go in there and pull out the customer's hair through those little holes. And I did some here, so you'll see it there. But right now I'm just sewing in this first weft of hair here to the hairline. So let's go ahead and close up this weft here, because I've found that when I go up too high with these weft, they stick out. So you want to go about this here. That's how I do it, okay? Now, since I'm here and with the needle, I'm going to go up and I'm going to close up this slit. You see this slit? I'm going to go ahead and go in there and close it up, because what that's going to do is create a more snug fit on the sides. How long I was gone for, because I guess you're supposed to just keep touching the screen. I have a setting, I guess, where you're supposed to keep touching the screen, and I didn't see that. I gotta change that setting. But anyhow, guys, so another way to start making this more tug for the customer to fit right is by tugging that lace up on the top on both sides. So we're gonna tug here, and then once we're gonna go to the other side and do a little more tugging, okay? Because yesterday when I put on the Weave Buddy, guys, I forgot to close. I just ran out of time and didn't close the slits yet. Didn't forget. Just didn't get there. And today I started just by putting rows there in the back. But you see, so this is how I'm creating a more tug fit on the customer, on the demo here. Now, if your real customer has more hair on the sides, we have left these holes open for the customer, for you to be able to go in there and pull out her own hair. So far, this is becoming snug, and I'm gonna go to the other side so that I can go ahead and just make this side snug too. And let's go ahead and remove this. Guys, also this one, if you want to use it to take it back, okay, and pull it back and sew it in, you can. That creates a more tug fit as well, but I'm pretty confident that I can do my own tug fit without that elastic. Okay, so I'm on the other side. Hello, Miss Tara, how are you? And I'm gonna go ahead and start. Let's get this protective paddle. When you're up in the front, you always want to make sure that you're using your protective paddle wherever you sew. Okay, ladies? So we're closing down this slit. And I'm going to travel upward and make sure that this lace is nice and tugged up here también also. Okay. Then now that things are starting to get customized and snug, we want to go back over here to make sure that this is going to be snug too. Do you see how this is like puffy right there? That's very, very easy solution to remove that puffiness there. You don't have to be afraid or be scared to customize these pieces. Where are I have some wonderful scissors. So you just take your spring scissors. These scissors you can purchase on Amazon. Okay, you see how it's puffy right here? You just go into this little square, okay, and remove the excess squares that you think are causing that bulk. Be very careful. Do not cut your customer, please. Also, in this middle here, we can cut this open here. I'm going to move the camera there so you can see what I see. And we can customize this by removing that little extra square that was there and then closing that up. So this can fit your customer like a glove. So we're closing this. And we're also going to join it back to how we removed, see how I removed that extra square? Now we're going to go ahead and join that back to here. Hello, how are you? How are you? Welcome. Right now I am just customizing the crown area of the Braidless Buddy crown, hairline and crown system, okay, and so that it could fit this demo doll nice and flat, and we don't have to worry about any kind of, you know, buckling or any kind of horns or anything like that. It could be nice and flat for your customer. See that? You see how I took that, anything that was buckling there, and just removed a couple of the little squares, sewed it back up, and that made it nice and flat there, and it's ready for, you know, when we do use the closure and when we finish the sewing. So when I cut those little squares, I unraveled some thread. So just, you know, if you unravel anything, just make a knot. Okay guys, so now, you know, I've prepared this to where the hairline is pretty strong, okay? The hairline is nice and flat here, and now we're gonna go ahead and move on to adding more hair to the sides, okay? Make sure that you have your protective paddle. When I did pull the hair through, just be really careful with that, you know, when you're sewing, that you don't poke the scalp. So that's why we are using this protective paddle here. Let's get some more hair. Do you guys see what I'm doing, or let me know? Let's see. I'm going to go here. I love sewing the hair weft underneath the weave buddy because you do get a more seamless effect when you are raising the hair for like a ponytail or something. You do get a more seamless effect when you put the hair under the weave buddy, the weft, and not on top of the weave buddy. You guys, it's a little hard to sew when you're filming because you don't want to get your fingers in the way and stuff. I'm going to go ahead and finish this weft position right here, because if you go any further up, you guys know, you get those little pointy, things going that way. You don't want that. So this about here is where you finish that weft. And when the hair is going up, you're not going to be able, it's seamless there. So that's really cool. I love that. And I'm going to go ahead and close it down here. I want to start filling in the sides with the braidless tracks that we created, and the customers, integrating the customer's hair onto the sewing. I think I'm going to close the sliding door because that sun is so bright with the flying skies. I hope that helps. I hope that helps, guys. And okay. So let's go ahead and start adding some more hair. This is actually the part where I can't wait to re-watch because it is just the coolest thing. We're going to be sewing hair on top of the weave buddy, on top of the customer's own natural hair, and on the braidless tracks that we've created. Fun. Let me just lift up that hair. Have you guys ever filmed while you're working on hair? It's super hard, guys. I'm trying. Here we go. Measure from the front to the other side. And you guys, don't worry, you can leave and come back if you want. I'm doing this video for a customer for their stylist. So don't feel bad or feel like you have to watch this or anything. I'm goods. It's just it'll be interesting for you guys to come back, and if you do have a customer who has hair loss at the crown area and doesn't want to use the braid and sew method, this is an option. This is the Braidless Buddy for advanced female pattern baldness at the crown area. And right now what we're doing is just sewing in the tracks on the side so that and just getting it prepared to fill in the top area. Well, hello to you. See, her own hair has been integrated through the weave buddy, so her own hair is out and is integrated in with the extension hair. Don't know, sometimes when you can't see, just lift this little lift up the little web so you can see what you're doing and pull the needle through. Pretty good, guys, pretty good. Alright, I'm going to get another needle, but so far so good. This front is getting nice and filled, braidlessly and also safely. Okay, guys? That's what it's all about. Creating the wonderful, healthy, full illusion without damaging. That's what we want, guys. These are the new days, the new eras. Forget those days where, you know, there was damage and tearing and pain is gain thing. No. We's done with that. No more. No more pain is gain. Those are the old antiquated sayings and days. We don't have to do that anymore. There are other ways and solutions to do healthy, full sew-ins and not damage the scalp for a quick buck, you know, I mean, with all my respects. But if it takes a little longer to do something healthy, well, then so be it. I'm there. Sewing on the braidless track that I created yesterday on this doll head. If you didn't get to watch what we created yesterday, go back. Go back to my page, check out what I did. With the Braidless Buddy system, a safe and secure way of doing braidless tracks and filling in balding, scalp damage, filling all that in without hurting the scalp. People, people, when they've never seen this method before, they get shocked. They're like, oh, does that hurt? So are you asking that about the microlinks? Because the microlinks do not work together as a whole unit, and that is what starts pulling and tearing and causing damage. With the Braidless Buddy, okay, it works together as a whole unit, and it really does prevent pulling, tearing, pain. It really does prevent all of that. So, learn this method, guys. Learn this method. Now, this is, not the whole Weave Buddy system. This is just the Braidless Buddy. We've got a safe and secure way of doing crochet braids, crochet styles. We have a safe and secure way of doing sew-ins, and also sew-ins on, to protect the hairline, sew-ins to protect the hairline and crown, and sew-ins to protect the hairline, crown, and nape. For tapered styles, all crochet styles, and of course this Braidless Buddy system. So the Weave Buddy is quite complex. It's got quite a bit of areas where you can offer a better, safer, more strong, more secure base and application of hair extensions, keeping the customer's scalp intact, hair intact, without the pulling and without the pain. No more pain. Pain will be gone. Try it out, guys. You'll see for yourself. You'll see. Your customers will let you know. Anybody who tries the Weave Buddy and takes the time to learn it properly, they always come back to me and they always say how much they love it and how much their customers love it and how grateful they are that they stumbled upon it. It's a lot of people saying that, guys. We can't be wrong. And I just thank and praise God for that. And just give it a try. See for yourself. So on this demo, I showed how the customer can have their own hair out on the sides, and they can have the braidless tracks sewn on without any pulling, without any pain. Now we're starting to head towards the front, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the protective buddy over here just to make sure that we don't accidentally poke on her edges. Around her scalp. So there are braidless tracks under here, And I'm also making sure that, you know, this does get sewn on to the braidless tracks that we created yesterday. There's a lot going on here, but put on that protective paddle, bring in that protective paddle and just have it wherever it can, you know, protect. It's a little different with this system because we have the braidless buddies all the way to here. But it is important that you do bring those braidless buddies to the front because we're using, you know, so much hair on a customer who has a lot of damage, severe hair loss at the crown area. So we want to make sure that I wanted to make sure that I did create several braidless buddies, and I brought them forward as much as I could so that when I did the application, I could also sew the weave buddy onto those braidless tracks that I created, guys. So hey, starting to come out, looking good, healthy and natural. Guys, there was no hairline here, okay? There was no hairline, and we have added the braidless buddy crown protector, hairline protector, and we've also added the braidless buddy tracks. So all of that is working together as a whole unit, and you know, there's a lot of protection going on here. Again, what would I rather use? I'd rather do braid and sew, personally. But if you must do microlinks, then do some protection. You know, protect that scalp. But we have no choice. You know, we can't just shrug our heads and ignore the scalp, you know. Yes, we want to get paid. Yes, we want to make our customers happy. But we also, you know, have a responsibility to protect them. And they sometimes they don't know any better, guys. Sometimes they don't know any better, and they do a lot of stuff to their, you know, to their scalp and cause a lot of damage. Okay, so it's up to us. We know better, especially now. If you're watching this, from now on, you're gonna know better. You're gonna know that there is a better way to, you know, protect the customer. So I'm sorry, but now you know. Now you know, and you can't ignore it. That sounds right. So can we still see? I think we can see better, huh? Okay, so anyway, now I just am lifting up the wefts, the tracks, so that I could see what I'm doing. And I think this is our last row that I'm gonna sew hair on. And then I ordered a closure unit that is gonna get here in a few days, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to close up that top. But for now, let's finish up these sides. It's looking pretty darn good, and it's really firm, guys. It's really firm. To the front here, measure, side to side. Guys, I respect the fold over method. And sometimes, you know, when you're in a rush, you gotta do what you gotta do. But especially when gracias, gracias por las bendiciones, le agradezco, oiga, gracias. When you are working in the front, you really do want to make sure that it is as flat as possible. The fold over method is not going to work too great when you're in a rush. Now, if you have time to sit there and flatten that, I say go ahead and go for it, but you might as well just do layer by layer and save some time, right? So everyone's different. I'm going to go ahead and slip in that protective paddle so that we don't accidentally poke the customer, right? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Me está viendo desde... ¿de dónde es? ¿De qué parte es? Me puso la bandera, pero no sé de dónde es esa bandera. Esa es dominicana. What flag is that? For those of you joining me, I am adding the rows of hair onto the braidless tracks that we created with the braidless weave buddy method. The braidless buddy method. Let me turn that music down. Hello to everyone who is popping in to watch. Hello, we have a visitor from the Netherlands. How are you? How's it going? I haven't seen you for a while. How are things? Are you using up all your weave buddies, my dear? Right now, we are just sewing in rows of hair onto the braidless buddy system that is for women who want their hair nice and full. They have, in this case, is for the women who have hair loss at the crown area and do not want to use wefts. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Practice, I tell you, with practice. Practice makes perfect. David, do you want to go outside? My dog is wanting to go outside. I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Hello. How are you? Just finishing up this second part of a braidless sew-in, guys. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but as you can see, you know, the sides are nice and full so far. And if you go back and check the very beginning, when I started this yesterday, you'll see that I used a demo doll with extremely damaged crown area. You'll also see that I created braidless tracks on her and then added the braidless crown of the braidless buddy for crown damage, hairline and crown damage. So let me turn this music down. So we're just plugging away, filling in all of the braidless buddies that I put in yesterday. Just attaching the wefts onto the braidless buddy. And tomorrow, or whenever I get the new closure unit, I am going to show you guys how to close it off. So definitely make sure you come back and visit and see the final result. Look for the final result. It's coming. It's coming soon. Right now, this is just part 2 of filling in the braidless tracks that we created and getting it ready to do a wonderful, balding crown fill-in, okay, with the braidless buddy system. This system is for women who just don't want to wear braids. They don't want their hair braided. They want to integrate their own hair. Now, you gotta check this out. You have to. Look, this is all her hair integrated with the braidless. It's just all integrated. Just fabulous. See? So she'll go home feeling really, really, really good about the fact that her hair looks so natural, feels so natural, and that her hair is just completely integrated and blended in with the braidless tracks. Now, I'm not knocking the braid and sew method. I love the braid and sew method. In fact, most of my weave buddies cater to that. But I did want to offer a solution and an option to protect the scalp when women wear the braidless tracks. They can be so damaging, and I know that's true, they can. But if there's a way to protect, why not? Let's protect that scalp. So this is the row of the braidless. As you can see, I put on a brown braidless buddy so you guys could see where it's laying. Okay? Definitely go back when you have time, go back and see how I created the braidless buddy tracks. Sometimes you have to open up this little weft of hairs so you can see where it is and you're not interrupting anything. Looking good. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Thank you for joining. Just doing a braidless buddy sew-in. And this braidless buddy system is being done, I call it the Reina Victoria braidless, because I have a Reina Victoria for hairline and crown, but this one is the Reina Victoria braidless. So you still, this does the same thing that the Reina Victoria does in the sew-in. It's just that it's for the braidless, tracks. It still does the same exact thing. It's just a little different on the application of it. Go ahead and remove this. This has been so wonderful working with this new unit, this new braidless unit. Oh, David, do you want to go back in? Okay, I'll get you back in. Thank you for the hearts and the love. Thank you so much. Come on in. Thank you for the hearts and the love. I love those little bubbly hearts. Thank you. I just really hope that you guys can implement this into your options of healthy solutions for hair extensions. I really do. Let's take responsibility, more responsibility on what we're doing, for our customers, to our customers. Let's take more responsibility, guys, and just protect at all costs, protect our customers from the damage, from the pain. So far, hey guys. Now, if you go back to the very beginning where we started this video, you'll see that this demo here doll had no edges, and whatever she did have, I created braidless tracks with the Weave Buddy braidless tracks, okay, and then we added the Reina Victoria braidless. Okay, hi, hello, Miss Hair Fair. I really hope that you refresh on my class. A lot has changed, my dear. I'm looking forward to working with you again. And you're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Kelly. And so far, this is what we've created. And look at, if this was a real human, she would be so stoked. Her own hair is completely integrated with, the Weave Buddy system and the tracks. And then we're going to be adding a closure and filling all of that, balding and hair loss. Okay, we left a space open here because we're going to do a middle part. And it's going to be so cute, guys. My client only wants hair in the top of her head. She doesn't want... So, not sure about the question. Do you want to go live and talk about it? How does it stick on the head and be secure? Okay, so I went through that whole thing yesterday in the first part. Please visit my page at the Weave Buddy, and you will see how we did the first part. Okay, my dear? It's too long to explain right now because it was quite of a process. So definitely go back and go back to my page. My client only wants hair on the top of her head. She wants to leave the sides and back her own. Yes, this is exactly pretty much what I did with this demo. So I want you to go back to my original post, the part 1, and basically what you would do the same thing I did, except for instead of adding, the braidless buddies from here, you just add a couple of rows right here, and then you would add the braidless buddy crown, the crown thing up here. Now that the crown coverage, it does go to here, but you can just trim it off. So you can trim it off to wherever you want it. So you don't have to use that whole thing, okay? I did, because this is a demo. But you can also just sew it. You can just create 2 braidless tracks right here, right below where her damage is, okay? Add the braidless Victoria, Queen Victoria here. Whatever's left over here, just trim it off, or I'll, just let me know. I'll trim it off for you. Okay, so basically you would be attaching it, and it would you would be attaching it to 2 wefts of braidless tracks around here, and attaching, this back part also to them. Okay. Here on my demo, I did, a lot of braidless tracks down to here, but you all you would need is about a couple, right, for this to be attached to, and you'd be good. Okay. But I'm more than happy to go, go through with it with you and be more clear on that. Okay. Hello, Miss Andrea. How are you? We're just wrapping up part 2 of the braidless buddy system with crown coverage for severe crown hair loss. Okay, and also this Reina Victoria for braidless does cover down to near the ear area, but you can also trim it up. You don't have to use it to go all the way down here. You can trim off a couple of the squares. This is completely customizable, so you don't have to keep exactly the length of it, and you can always make it, customize it for your client. Boa noite. How are you, honey? Thank you. Thanks for saying good night. And are you interested in Weave Buddy out there? Where are you coming from? ¿De dónde vienes? ¿De dónde vienes tú? Anyway, guys, I love you so much. This was part 2 of how to attach a full head of hair on a customer who doesn't want braids at all, a braid attachment. So braidless attachment, also being safe and secure. She's balding at the top. This one has severe balding at the crown area, but we are creating this wonderful, safe and secure braidless application, and it's coming out absolutely fabulous. I'm going to, on the third part, I am going to be using a closure and filling it in with a few more tracks of hair. But until then, good night, and I love you guys so much. Kisses. Yes, the video for part 1 is on my homepage, but I will go ahead and forward it to you as soon as we hang up, okay? Thanks so much, and hope to work with all of y'all very soon. God bless you. Bye.